Parking on game day, $40. My bar tabs, in the triple digits. Beating Brady for his last time in Pittsburgh, and then smoking on that Bucks pack, priceless. Although, honestly, at this point, I got a feeling Brady ain't done. Wouldn't be surprised if we see him again in the Steel City, especially with all this divorce shit. He might play for 5 more years. I mean, you tell me, does this look like a man that has lost his fire to play football?
Tomlin said, pressure doesn't sack Tom Brady. You have to get there with 4, and now he is fired up talking to his offense on the sideline.
And yeah, that's right. That's what the Steelers defense did. The Steelers defense made Brady act that way on Sunday. A Steelers defense that was starting James Pierre, Josh Jackson, and Arthur Maulet at cornerback. A Steelers defense that did not have Micah Fitzpatrick out there or TJ Watt, 2 of their top 3 players on defense. That was a Steelers defense that everyone wrote off going into this game, except me. I tried telling you guys the formula was there. Do some good things on offense, get off to a hot start, let Pickett sling the rock, Canada, dial up some creative stuff, and then defense be bend but don't break, and that's exactly how it played out. So let's begin with the first drive. Why not? Canada was in his bag, and Kenny in the offense, and everyone executed. Love that we went for it on 4th to keep that first drive going because we needed to play aggressive. We needed to set the tone, and that's exactly what that 4th down conversion did, and it eventually led to us getting 7 points, and we were up quick right off the bat. Defense got that first off, offense got the ball, and voila, Steelers are up 7-0. Then the Steelers go into half up 10-9. Should have been up 10-6 had it not been for the controversial clock management decision that happened before halftime. Now, the Bucs had 2 timeouts. We had the ball with like 30-something seconds. We could have easily just ran the ball 3 times. The Bucs wouldn't be able to use all 3 timeouts since they only had 2. And we would have been up 10-6. You just let the clock run out. But instead, on the first play, we drop back with Pickett, and he's looking around to try to make a play, maybe get something going that drive, because the Steelers themselves had timeouts. So you never know. You pick up a pass for like 15, 20 yards, you call timeout. Maybe the Steelers are the ones getting the field goal instead of the Bucs, but that's not exactly how it played out. Pickett drops back. He doesn't see anything, has to throw the ball out of bounds. The clock stops. And then we run it back-to-back times with Najee. Bucs take their timeouts. They get the ball back, and then it's just vintage Brady. He's able to get a pass off, clock it. Ryan Suckup hits a 50-plus yard field goal. So, hindsight being 2020, obviously the thing to do is just run out the clock and don't give the ball back to Brady. But I don't mind Tomlin trusting his first-round pick quarterback in Pickett to try to make a play. It's just one of those things where it could have costed us, but thank God it didn't. But then we get some splash coming out of halftime with Steven Sims taking a return all the way almost back to the house. Unfortunately, didn't get it all the way there. But then the offense isn't able to punch it in for 7, have to settle for 3. And then the next series, Pickett gets hurt, and then you know who comes in. Mitchell Trubisky. And I, probably like everyone else, was thinking the same thing. Shit. But after a lackluster first series with Mitch, something changed. And just like with the Grinch on Christmas, his heart grew 3 sizes that day. And with Mitch in the second half versus the Bucs, he took a step back and looked around and said, fuck it. It's now or never. Do or die. The dog in him grew 3 sizes that day. He came out slinging the rock, converting on 3rd and longs after 3rd and longs, and had that look in his eye. Was fearless. Didn't give a shit. Was playing like he had nothing to lose. He even showed some savviness by catching the Bucs defense off guard with 12 men on the field. Got the quick snap, free play, connects with Connor Hayward for a big gain, and then just a few plays later, hits a laser to Claypool for 6. Steelers go up 20-12. But then Brady responds with a touchdown of his own, and the Bucs go up 20-18. The only problem is they need a 2-point conversion to tie it, but thanks to Devin Bush, the Bucs aren't able to convert. And with the Steelers being up 20-18, there was still some time left on the clock that needed to be chewed. So Mitch and the offense were going to have to do something here, keep things going. And by God, did they deliver. Not only did Mitch save the game from a botched snap, he also, again, was just converting on 3rd and longs back-to-back to Claypool, just being absolutely clutch, but then was able to do it with his own feet by rushing for 10 yards for a first down. I still consider it a first down. The refs didn't call it on the field, but then we have a ball don't lie moment where we get a QB sneak on the second down. Game over. My main takeaways are everyone balled out. We were talking about with the Bills game how all three phases sucked. In this game, all three phases were amazing. Offense, defense, and special teams, and also coaching. There are probably literally highlights that you could pop up for each and every player that stepped on the field for the Steelers yesterday. Mitch, Kenny, Najee, Jalen Warren, Zach Gentry, the whole offensive line. I said this on the podcast. That was the first time that I watched a Steeler game in probably... it's got to be like 3 or 4 years, probably since like 2017, 2018, where I actually sat back and said, shit, look at the amount of time that the quarterback has right now. So big shout out to the offensive line. We also had Connor Hayward on offense, all the receivers. Deontay Johnson backed up his talk from the middle of the week when he tweeted out, hey, all the fans that support me, all the fans that are starting to hate on me a little bit, stick with me because I'm going to get this right. Chase Claypool. That might have been a career game for him, to be honest with you. I know he had the whole 4-touchdown game against the Eagles, but I don't know. This one definitely left some impact, especially with how and when he was making these catches. Absolutely crucial. And then we had another receiver, George Pickens. I know his stat line isn't going to read as anything crazy, but he made the catches when he needed to and when the team needed him to. And then on defense, the front seven, Cam Hayward, Ogunjobi, Wormley, Malik Reed, Alex Highsmith, the inside linebackers, Robert Spillane, Miles Jack, Devin Bush. The secondary, the guys that everyone thought were going to get torched, was the complete opposite. They held their own. Josh Jackson, James Pierre, Arthur Maulet, Trey Norwood filling in for Minka Fitzpatrick, Terrell Edmonds coming off of his concussion, leading the team in tackles with 10 and just showing up in every facet of the game, every way we needed him to. Special teams, Presley Harvin, good punts. Chris Boswell, money again. Steven Sims on the punt returns. So, I don't know what else you could have asked for, man. Just an all-around team effort. And we got to shout out the coaching. For all the complaints about Tomlin last week, can we give the man some credit this week? And I'm going to say it again. I'm going to reiterate it because I don't know if people are talking about it enough. I'm hearing actually way too much all of a sudden that Brady is washed, this Bucs team's not good, whereas everyone was writing the Steelers off going into this game. And from what I saw, I thought Brady still looked fine. I think it was more about what the Steelers defense was doing as opposed to what Brady wasn't doing or what the Bucs offense wasn't doing. We stopped the run. We were getting pressure on Brady. Our corners, our secondary was covering really well. So let's give some props. And again, this, I can't reiterate it enough. This is without TJ Watt. This is without Minka Fitzpatrick. This is without our starting 3 cornerbacks who we paid starting cornerback money to start for us. This is without all those guys against a Tom Brady, against all-pro, Pro Bowl receivers in Chris Godwin and Mike Evans. The Steelers defense held them to 18 points. Steelers were coming into this game as 10-point dogs at home, and everyone and their mother was writing them off and thought the Bucs were going to drop 30 points on the Steelers defense like it was some foregone conclusion, and that didn't happen. So come on now. Tomlin, the coaching staff, they deserve credit. The players were ready, prepared, and delivered the goods. Just an overall great team win. And even though we won, we're already getting a bunch of random storylines and some bullshit that's getting floated out there to try to create drama and stir the pot. But nah, this ain't the day for that. Come on. This is Victory Monday. Bitch, don't kill my vibe. Can we just sit back and enjoy this one? Because that's what I'm trying to do. We're gaining momentum. The other AFC North teams outside of the Bengals, they snuck one out against the Saints. They all lost. We're only one game back from the division, so let's just keep stacking them up. As for the whole quarterback controversy talk, I do think Kenny should be the starter going forward, but we could get into that later. Boswell, did he say something to Canada in the tunnel? The Mitch Deontay confrontation from the Jets game. Come on, man. Like I said, bitch don't kill my vibe. This is Victory Monday. We ain't worried about that. Although, we might talk about it tomorrow. But that's it for this edition of Big Deke News. Hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know what you guys think of the game down in the comments. If you guys have anything to add, if there's anything that I missed. But yeah, man, let's keep this run going. Here we go, Steelers. Stay chilling. Peace.